I'm Hazel, it's almost Saturday today, and that makes it time to sit down and catch up on the WoW news of the week, what I've been up to, and answer some of your questions. This week, the World First race concluded. Big congratulations to Method for World First, Mythic Ashara, and Limit for World Second. I gotta come clean, I didn't watch it, and I think it's no knock on the World First race. It sounds like it was great. I think I'm just not a World First race watching type of person. Like, something about it, like, if I'm gonna watch a competition, I want to, like, sit down and watch it and then find out who won, like, in the same sitting. I don't want to try and follow something that's gonna be happening over the course of, like, 10 to 25 days, where if I go to bed at the wrong time, I might miss it, you know? But that's just me, and it does sound like it was a lot of fun to follow. In my guild raid this week, we got one more boss down. We did kill Heroic Zakul. We definitely did not kill Heroic Ashara. That seems like a next week thing. Maybe the week after, but probably a next week thing. I feel like we were making good progress. In big WoW news for the week, we have the 8.25 PTR kicking off, so the next patch is already being data mined. Wowhead has a bunch of posts, and Blizzard also confirmed a few things in a blue post. So here's what we for sure know is coming. So they confirmed in that blue post from Blizzard, the B mount for Alliance. So the wording suggests that it's going to be an Alliance thing to unlock it, and we have expected that for a while. It's still unclear as to whether or not the Horde will be able to ride it if you unlock it on an Alliance character. We do have precedent for that because the Horde has the Kuafon mount that you can unlock through a quest line, but once you've unlocked it on Horde, you can ride it on both factions. So maybe the B mount will be like that. We don't know yet. There's going to be a time walking raid for Firelands. And despite that being like a nostalgia raid for me, that was the first raid I ever did with a guild. I think I'm also not a time walking raid kind of person. Maybe if my guild goes and does it, I will go once. That was my Black Temple experience, and I think that was about as much time walking raiding as I'm gonna need to ever do in my life. And there's nothing wrong with it, and I feel like if you did, especially if you raided that raid back then and you're with the same group of people now and you can kind of relive those memories, that's really fun. But if you're trying to just pug it, maybe the rewards are good. I haven't really looked, but like the whole experience, it has to be easy, because if it's too hard, like, you're either gonna get stuck or you're gonna be bored. I don't feel like there's really a medium ground where you're actually progressing through this content that came out so many years ago. I don't know. They also announced Party Sync, which is a new feature you can activate while in a party that puts everyone within the group in the same phase. So they're on the same quest state, they're on the same phase. You can actually make sure that you can see each other and go ahead and quest together. They're also testing out a feature along the lines of a quest replay where you can redo a much lower level quest that you've already completed. Like if you're, if you've got a friend coming to WoW and you want to quest with them, you can just take your main and do the quest over again and get something for it. And I think that's a really neat idea. I don't see myself using it much, but they're also revamping Recruit a Friend to be more of like a custom link based situation. So if you have people that are like thinking about coming to WoW or thinking about coming back to WoW, they're trying to make it easier for you to play with new people, essentially. The most exciting thing that I saw from that post is the Goblin and Worgen updated character models. Those are on the PTR. They are coming. Wowhead has them already in their dressing rooms with animations. I haven't looked at them yet, and that's because I want to look at them for a video. I'm planning one of those for next week. I was never really happy with Worgen animation specifically. Goblins were fine. I had a female goblin priest once. She was great. But Worgen specifically, the animations always threw me off, on top of being like a walking dog with human features, which is strange. But like the animations, the casting animations specifically, were always a little bit wonky. So I'm looking forward to seeing if they're any better. Will it make me play a Worgen? I don't know. It's definitely something that's been missing from my roster of alt so far. And that's most of the news. As far as my channel stuff, today, this afternoon, is going to be my very last YouTube live stream. Starting next week, they will all be on Twitch. Here's the schedule. I have updated it just a tiny bit. I've scooched back the Monday, Tuesday streams to match the Sunday stream time, and they will all be in the same place. So it should be just like a little less confusing to try and figure out where and when I'm streaming. For what I've been up to this week, inside of WoW, it has been a lot of gold grinding and procrastinating everything else that is not gold grinding. I'm in the home stretch to the Brutosaur. I'm like early to mid 4 mil, like 4.2 to 4. Depending on how much I spent on buying 10,000 Osmanite ore, don't worry about it. So I've been grinding gold and then being like, man, I should go to Mechagon and work in the meta achievement. And then I go, or I could farm. So that's been me in WoW. And then me in real life, I am like 85% done my manic cleaning organizing spree. My home looks like a different place. I'm really happy about it, but I am running out of things to clean, and I might need a new coping mechanism if I run out of things to clean. I guess I can always, things are always going to get dirty. Where are you going? There's nothing over there. There's also been a lot of construction sound around, so the cat spent a lot of time out of the couch this week, and she's concerned about something. Well, if somebody breaks in, you let me know. Questions. One thing about questions from last week, apparently I misinterpreted the last question. They weren't asking me what feature I want from Classic into Live. They were asking the reverse, what feature I would take from Live WoW and put it into Classic. And the answer for that, for me, I think that the purpose of Classic, in my brain at least, I know this isn't the only opinion, but my opinion is that it should be the most faithful recreation of Classic that is reasonably possible. I think, I'm all about the museum idea. I think that it has value in that sense, and that if you start messing with it too much, then what are you even doing? So I would not put anything from Live into Classic, because otherwise I would just, if I want live features, I'm just going to play live, and that is my plan. Androbella asks, I have a membership on YouTube. Do I need another one on Twitch? Will the YouTube one be going away? How does that work? Thanks for all you do. Very good question, something that's been coming up as I transition my streams onto Twitch. So basically, YouTube membership is not going anywhere. So if you are a YouTube member and you like getting the phone wallpapers every month and you don't really watch streams, that's going to be continuing just the way it always did, so you don't have to change anything. If you are a stream watcher and you don't want a double sub, and I certainly don't expect anybody to, it would make a lot of sense for you to cancel your YouTube membership and then move that to a Twitch sub so that you can continue to use emotes in my streams and get your icon sub streak rolling. Is basically the gist of that. But if you're a YouTube member and you don't care about streams, you don't have to. You can continue to get the wallpaper through the normal YouTube member system. Lolosh asks a couple questions here. How tall are you? Why did you choose Priest as your main? And if you had to play any other class, which one would you play? So I am 5'10", which is roughly 178 centimeters for all of you metric folks. I picked Priest because I had to pick something. The guild that I'm in now was first genesising or regenesising. It was a recreation of parts of an earlier guild that had existed much before my time, my WoW time, not my actual time. I'm older than WoW, I promise. But yeah, I needed to pick something because I was going to be part of this guild, and I knew I was committing to being part of this guild, so I wanted to have my raid leader know that they could rely on me to be a thing. So I just needed to pick something, and I was playing at the time. I had a Shadow Priest, I had a Destro Lock, I was playing Holy on my Shadow Priest as well. I had a Druid, I had BM Hunters, and I went back and forth a lot. I briefly considered tanking, and then thank goodness we found better tanks. And I picked Priest mostly just kind of on a whim. I really liked, actually, funnily enough, the Shadow Orb system that is no longer around. I liked having my Shadow Bubbles. That's originally why I picked it, but I think why I stuck with it is just because once I had put the time and sort of the work into learning it in one iteration and keeping up with Shadow Priest mostly as it changes over time, I just kind of connect with it now. I feel like it's part of my WoW identity. I would feel really weird playing something else. If I did have to switch, if they were just going to delete the Shadow spec and do a combat rogue on it and call it something else and have it be something different, assuming that I didn't want to play whatever new spec there was, because if they ever put a blood mage into this game, that sounds like my jam. But assuming that they don't do that, I would probably be... A year ago, I would have told you a BM Hunter, because I used to really like those. They were nice and straightforward, they're range DPS, and they have pets, and you can have cats, and I enjoy cats. But these days, I think I would tell you either a Lock or a Mage. Probably a Mage. I like the Lock aesthetic better, and I like that Locks have pets. But I like being able to teleport more than most things. And I really like being a Clothian. I would definitely be a range DPS, so probably a Mage. I don't feel like a mage. I feel like a Shadow Priest. And that has been my week. Thank you guys very much for watching. If you have any questions you would like me to answer in one of these videos, please leave them in the comments of the most recent one and include the word question. I should have a few more videos coming out. I know it's been a little bit light, but we've been keeping up with streams, and I've been getting myself kind of set up here, home and resource-wise. So I have high hopes for more videos. We'll see. I promise that a lot. And, baking stream Wednesday, August 14th, 3 p.m., Twitch. We making a cherry pie. Well, I'm going to try and make a cherry pie. What else did I have to tell you? Thanks for watching and have a wonderful, wonderful day.